Hey, well, let's answer the questions the youngsters have for us. And Charlie's 12 from South Australia. The first email is right here. Hello, guys. I've decided to start bowling spin because there's so many fast bowlers in my team. Have you got some beginner's advice on bowling finger spin? This is right up your alley.
Well, look, Charlie, I think the key is to stick with it. I think when I was 12, I didn't grow much after that, so I only had one option, which was spin, to try and bowl. So, again, I think the key is, as a spinner, we're trying to spin the ball. Kerry O'Keefe, or Dad as he likes to call, Dad or son or whatever we're called, look, he said to me, you've got to have a double-edged sword. So if you're a finger spinner trying to spin the ball away, whether your left arm or right arm, is to try and get the ball off the straight. And you can do that in many ways. And I think with the textbook, it's sort of changed over the years. We see Agenta Mendes who uses his fingers to spin the ball, or you get a more traditional bowler like Nathan Lyon. Again, these guys are trying to defeat batters with bounce and spin and flight. So again, it's one of those things when you get into the nets, you try your best to try and deceive the batter in as many ways as you can, but most importantly, be comfortable in your own skin and have as much fun as you can. Okay, you're left arm orthodox, so yes. you show to the camera. Right. Charlie, isn't it? 12-year-old Charlie. That's it. So the traditional grip, Charlie, is the 2 up, 2 down. So you have 2 fingers here and 2 down on the side, and generally that's the most comfortable with the seam running across my fingers. Generally, we want the ball to try and hit the seam. So a 45-degree angle is sometimes probably the preferred landing method. But again, when the ball goes off that variation, you might hear commentators say that's a natural variation, or the ball might skid on. So again, these are things to play with. I've had the privilege of playing with Muralitharan, and sometimes he may hold the ball like that, which is a bit different. But generally the 2 up, 2 down, and we're turning the ball like a doorknob in that sort of shape there to try and get as many revolutions as we can on the ball. And again, trying to hit that seam so we can get as much bounce, maximise our bounce, or if we hit the shiny side, sometimes that ball may skid through, which is also a great result in some occasions. And Steve, the key is to get that stock delivery, that one delivery that you can bang there 6 balls out of 6, and then you start variation. Well, again, the great Mo Matthews, talking cricket, I only spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he said, look, sock, man, cat, whatever he called me. He said, with, yeah. So he said, look, your stock ball, you've got to keep improving your stock ball and make sure that stock ball is always hitting the top of off stump. So around this area, that's middle, obviously, but again, whether the pitch is spinning out of the rough marks or it's off the straight, try and hit that off stump. From that position, you can get a bowled, you can get an LB, and you're making the batsman play. And again, with this game, this beautiful game, try and keep it as simple as possible, and that's what I try to do. He is a good bowling coach, Greg Matthews, without a doubt. Next email, Daniel, 13 from Western Australia. The spinner's grip. Hey, boys, I'm a leg spinner. I'm having problems with my grip. My hand is too small for all of the grips that my coach tells me. What's the best way for me to hold the ball at the moment? It's a tricky question, this one. Question. And Daniel's from WA, and we've had Stuart McGill, who's come from WA and done really, really well. So it's encouraging to see a young spinner from that part of the country giving it a crack. At 13, look, if you're finding it hard to grab the ball, don't worry. We all grow, and maybe a little bit taller than me, or slats, hopefully. But look, if you're finding it hard, again, there's no traditional way to hold them. Sorry, there is a traditional way, the 2 up, 2 down. But if you're having trouble, again, it's spin bowling. So if you can't get it with those 2 up, 2 down, hold it like a shot put in your hand if that's the way you do it. It's more about the wrist action from that position and the feeling in the fingers. Again, we're turning over the wrist and experiment with it. It's something that you can have fun with. There is no right or wrong way when you're bowling spin. And at a young age, don't let that deter you. That's the main thing. So if we can spin the ball and we can do it with whatever grip, then be comfortable with it. And know that when you get a bit older, your hands get a bit bigger, you develop more confidence, and I'm sure you'll be fine. And if you're getting a bit of a tap up from the batsman, hang in there mentally. I'm sure you had to go through that, and it still goes through your mind that why am I doing this spin caper, but you've got to hang in there. Yeah, I think as spinners we're definitely the most courageous cricketers, and definitely the most skillful. We apply our craft in the nets for hours and hours, and we're obviously a little bit left of centre, some of our spinners, as Mo Matthews would like to point out. I'd say a lot left of centre, thank you very much. So look, it's apply your craft, and if you get hit for 6, be encouraged, because that's sometimes your best ball can go for 6. But the most important thing is, as a spinner, deal with it and be comfortable with it, because that's the way we go. On the flip side of that, sometimes when we get a wicket at the SCG, which is spinning, we can be the guy that wins the match and gets the most creative and best looking wicket. So just be comfortable with it and enjoy it. And like I said earlier, be comfortable in your own skin. That's the key. Steve, thanks for your time, mate, and good luck with these injuries. Get back out there for the Sixers. They need you. I appreciate it, Slats. Thanks, mate. Steve O'Keefe.